What's up, degenerates? Mad Merrigan here for Cold Bear Sports. Right, great to get Sekani getting home. Really impressive, but that was no surprise to me, so we won't boast about it. But anyway, he was in my tracker. I told you to go the triple up, the 3 points win, so really hope you were on him. Look, we won't elaborate too much. He did what I thought he'd do. He was ahead of the grade. He won easy, although he was green and looking around down the straight and hanging off the rail out to the middle a bit. He still won dominant. So a really nice horse, and definitely a horse that's going to get better with time and racing. A typical Sir Michael Stoute improver. But we won't take much credit for that because I expected him to win. And he would have won in Linkfield the last day, only he couldn't handle the track. And as I said to you after the race, that's all it was. He just couldn't handle the track in Linkfield the last day, just couldn't let himself down, and that happens. And that's just a classic case of, you know, you have the right horse, you know everything's in his favour, but unfortunately, through immaturity, he's just not capable of running to his true level on certain tracks. And Linkfield takes a certain type of horse to be able to handle it. So look, really happy with that. Let's just touch on Joal. A little disappointing actually. I'm sure Michael Dodds will be very disappointed. He travelled down. The horse looked $1 million before the race. He looked brilliant. He just ran poor. He travelled really well. Kind of challenged maybe on the outside of a horse that kept drifting off the rail, but just was tame enough in the finish. So he is disappointing. Let's hope he can find the key and get him to bounce back. He's always been a bit tricky. But yeah, really shocked that he was poor enough, because he did look brilliant before the race. Look, everything looked in his favour. Yes, he went to start a little hot and jig-joggy and messing, but I think he's that kind of a character. And then we were unlucky. We finished fourth with the each way selection in Cartmel. Just a little disappointing with him. Travelled okay, jumped moderate on the first circuit. But yeah, Richie McLaren's mount just not good enough to place for us on the day. Right, so let's leave it there and let's touch on a few things. So I have a couple of selections tomorrow, but just looking back over the weekend, a couple of my tracker horses. I'm going to be approaching 𝗁𝗍𝗄𝐴. Obviously, I'm going to be having the subscription service for my big tracker horses, although 2 of them are running tomorrow, so I'm going to give you these for free. But I'm worried about when I have really strong fancies for horses. I'm worried about tipping them in public. I won't say nothing, but I'll just say a couple of my tracker horses that I tipped up at big prices, all I'll say is right horse, wrong day. And I'll leave it at that, as I'll say, ye got me. But anyway, I'll be watching with the sharp eye and I'll be ready, don't worry. So there's a couple of these horses I'm tipping up, and you know what, rightly so though. And I do come from the side of anyone. You know, I'm coming on the night before tipping up horses, and it's not really worth it, to be honest. I'm going to have a paid subscription and I will be given the selections an hour before the race, because therefore you can get money on anyway. If I tip up a horse, give him a massive shout the night before, you ring the bookies, we're marking their card, they'll give you a maximum 50 quid on it. It's not worth it. I think what I'm going to do as soon as I get set up with the subscription horses and anything that I fancy that's over a 1 point selection, we're going to go down a more private route with that, because just a few things have happened and I just have to pivot, and that's it. Like I said, right horses, wrong days. We won't elaborate no more, but I'll be focusing mainly on England for my public tips. And my really, really strong tips, I think it's just best for us to go down a more private route and put them out a lot later. But I will always give the free daily tips here, and hopefully I can tip lots of winners. But like I said, when you're tipping up horses, giving them a massive shout, some people frown upon it, and therefore, and rightly so, I can see it too, and I'm not... Their job is their job and my job is my job. So my job now is to find winners, and that's what I'll do. And if I have to do it a bit more discreet and play my cards a little later with the stronger fancies, we will. But anyway, keep following, stay tuned. I'll try my best to pick you many winners. Right, obviously my tracker horse Eastern Tornado, we were robbed the last day. He got no luck in running, just got badly hammered down the straight, and just no luck. Really was travelling well and stayed on really nice. But these things can happen, and you know, look, we have to go in again tomorrow. We know he's well handicapped, so 3 points win. Get the best price you can. The 7-10 in Tipperary, Eastern Tornado. Just been so unlucky the last day. And if he had a clear run the last day, he definitely would have win. Right, then I go to the 8:30 in Yarmouth. This is another tracker horse of mine, Crane. He's 5-1. He's trained by Michael Bell. I really like this horse. I think he has a lot of improvement. Now, this does look a deep race. I am a little worried about the race, so I'm gone 3 points each way. I know Crane can definitely step up, but he might have to step up a good bit here. There's a couple of unexposed ones in this race, but I'm prepared to give him a chance that he can take the step forward from his first run back this season, where, look, let's just say that run was, he was maybe ridden a bit patient with no slow pace, or there was no pace in the race. So look, I'm just prepared to give him a chance to prove to me that he's better than this mark. In fact, I know he's better than this mark, so I'm going to give him a chance. I'm worried though there could be a couple of other horses in the field that are far better than their marks. But we'll give him the 3 points each way, 5-1 to 8:30 at Yarmouth, and I think he definitely has a big chance stepping forward on his first run back. Right, then an interesting 2-year-old. Let's just give a shout out to Dazzler Holland and Kieren Fallon. So they have Galileo Glass. This is definitely interesting because the dam was very quick. And look, first time out, I'm not really a big fan of tipping them up, but I'd say Dazzler and Kieren can get one ready, like if anyone can. So Jamie Spencer rides this. Interesting, very interesting. So 1 point win, Galileo Class in the 6 o'clock at Yarmouth. Look, like I say, we're going to pivot in a different direction with a few things, but anyway, the subscription service will be coming soon, where I will be giving you all my tracker horses and strong fancies. I just think it will benefit more. And plus, when I do have the subscription, I do have really strong fancies. If I don't give out any word till close to the race, we're going to get way bigger prices anyway. Like, there's a few horses that I tipped up and told you'd win at, like the likes of Get the Pot at 5-1, the 𝗵𝗶ৃhis̀ at 7-1, and the Sarah's Verse at 6-1, and just these tracker horses, Red Glory at 9-2. Like, if we don't give them horses a mention at all, they drift to 9 and 10. Like, they'll drift. They'll at least go out a few points. So it's definitely probably more beneficial to us when we go that route as well, because I know there was a couple of horses that I fancied that if I didn't tip them up, they would have drifted out, and I could have backed them myself for probably double. So yeah, anyway, the time for Codden is over, so we'll just wrap them up there tomorrow real quick. Right, Eastern Tornado, 3 points win. The 7-10 in Tipperary, definitely like him. Yes, he tends to get himself caught in a little bit of pockets, but hopefully he can get a clear run tomorrow and he should win, and he should have no hassle winning, to be honest. Crane, if he runs to the level he's ran his last 2 races. Crane, 3 points each way to 8:30 in Yarmouth to step up again on what he's done. And Galileo Glass, Jamie Spencer, 1 point win, the 6 o'clock at Yarmouth. Okay, 𝗵𝗵_Merrigan here. The time for Codden is over. Make sure and like and subscribe.